Hey, friends, welcome back to the Castro Valley News live show. We're back for this Tuesday night thing that we do every Tuesday, 7 p.m. We go live, we have guests, we take questions from you, we take some calls from you. We have a cool guest coming up at 7:15. I think you guys are going to enjoy hearing from Katie Green, who was on she was on the KOFY dance show and also on KSFO. But before we get to that, this show is brought to you by Habitat for Humanity. And if you're ready to get rid of your old mattress, recycle it at Habitat for Humanity Restore in Oakland. And the cool thing about this is every mattress dropped off receives $3 cash or $5 in-store credit. And your mattress gets recycled with Bye Bye Mattress, and the materials get turned into hundreds of new products. In return, you can use your cash for in-store credit towards any number of household items, and you'll be able to support Habitat for Humanity's mission to build affordable housing in the Bay Area. And they do a lot of those all over the Bay Area. For this specific offer, limits do apply. And if you visit bayarearestores.org, you can get the full details and information on this cool program that is going on. And if you're like me, you probably see a lot of these mattresses dumped on the side of the road. All you have to do is just bring them in. You get store cash, or you get $3 cash, or the $5 in-store credit to the cool Restore in Oakland. And the address to the Restore is 9235 San Leandro Street. That's in Oakland. And their phone number is 510-777-1447. I'll give you that one more time because I kind of said it fast. 510-777-1447. And the address one more time, 9235 San Leandro Street, Oakland. Their hours are Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the Restore has used stuff. They have new stuff. It's kind of a cool little spot where you can find just about anything. And again, every mattress dropped off gets $3 cash or $5 in-store credit. That is the Habitat for Humanity Restore in Oakland. And please do that. There's a lot of mattresses on the side of the road. If you can get some cash or store credit for those mattresses, have at it, because they end up on the corner and they are kind of an eyesore. So with that said, before we get to Katie Green, before she calls in and we talk to her, we'll be talking about local radio stations, DJs. We'll get up to speed with what she's up to and her experience and insights into local radio and also Castro Valley, because Katie lives in Castro Valley, which is a win-win for us, because we get to hear some of her insights and memories, and she also lives in Castro Valley, so I'm sure she's going to have some stuff to say about our town while we're talking about our town. One of the things that I love bringing up and I love mentioning, and it seems like every week this gains momentum. There are so many people who are eating, and given the fact that we're in the throes of this shelter in place. Gosh, we're what, 7 months into it. It is nice to see our eateries, the restaurants in town that are doing outdoor dining. They're packed. There are so many people eating outside of the restaurants that are doing outside dining. And I'll go down kind of a short list here, and I apologize because I know I forget a few. And someone messaged in during the week reminding me of another place, so they will be the first business that I mention. Boulevard Burger, um, Norman's Grill, JP's. I've got my eyes closed trying to visualize down the boulevard all these people, all these places that are open. The Ice Creamery, Wen's Cafe, Doug's, Del Cafe has some seating outside. I know I'm going to forget one, and I'm going to probably uh, pinch myself later for forgetting. But I know it's super important because these restaurants have been closed for so long, and I want to thank all you guys out there for supporting our local businesses. And these people are our neighbors. So many of our businesses are locally owned. It's great to see them just packed with people, patronizing and enjoying good food from our neighbors. I did mention Boulevard Burger, and I apologized. Someone was brought that to my attention that they had gone to Boulevard Burger and they had a great meal, and they wanted to remind me to mention them in the list that comes up every week. Salons um, are open now, and a lot of these hair places, a lot of these places just are just hurting, just really, really losing a lot of money during this shelter in place. And I wish I could go down the list of all of the hair salons that we have in town. But you probably know your salon. Go in, get a haircut. I know there were a lot of people who were itching to get a haircut after all this time. It doesn't look like anyone is going to be getting any hair coloring done because that's an extremely difficult thing to. Oh, no, 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 no. They're doing stuff inside, so you could probably get hair coloring done. I hope. I'm sorry, I was thinking about the outdoor regulation that was brief. Um, but yeah, hair salons are open. You can go get a haircut. Barbers are open, and yeah, just in general, if there's a local business that you see that's open in town, and even if they're just doing curbside delivery, now more than ever, our local businesses need everyone's support. Um, Unfortunately, within the past couple weeks, El Rancho Steakhouse, which is the old, uh, it's escaping my mind right now. They were on the boulevard, kind of across from the marketplace. They were Lions before. I'm sorry, it just came to me. It came to mind. Unfortunately, they closed. Um, a lot of our businesses just are aren't aren't making it. So if you can, and I know income is not for everyone a luxury, but if you can, definitely shop local. Um, these businesses are relying on us to keep going, and it there's no way that any of it can be easy after 7 months of being closed, or this duration of time where everyone's businesses are down by ridiculous percentages. Um, and the last thing here, since I'm on my soapbox in regards to the shelter in place, is another thing that I mention just about every week is it's really important to be good to yourself, to do things that are going to make yourself happy. And transitively, if you make yourself happy, then you're going to make other people happy. So be good to yourself, be good to your neighbors, and particularly if you know a senior citizen, or if you have a neighbor, or if you are a senior citizen, reach out to a neighbor. If you need help, let them know. And uh, if you're not a senior citizen, and you know of a senior citizen, reach out to them, let them know you care. Offer a favor, offer a conversation 6 feet away, next door. Um, it seems like with all the social distancing and people working from home, people are maybe feeling lonely, maybe feeling. I know myself. I miss seeing a lot of the people I miss being able to just go and have coffee with a friend. And that human interaction is really important to all of us, and especially to a lot of the seniors who may not be going out. Some of them are actually are. I see some older folks at Safeway sometimes, but yeah, reach out to a senior if you have a neighbor or if you know one. Um, just in passing, give them a call. Um, Let them know that we all still count. And like I said, be good to yourself, be good to your neighbors. Was there anything else that I wanted to mention? Yeah, just real fast. Um, our downtown is really bustling. The combination of the marketplace at the old Daughtry building, looking great there. The Dollar Tree is open and they are just busy. Also, and I know I say this every week. I think it's May, the Asian market. They are killing it. That whole area with those three businesses together, that area of downtown is just it's alive and it's looking good. And also, in addition to the outdoor dining that's happening at Wen's Cafe, shout out to Philip at Wen's Cafe, and also at the Ice Creamery. Shout out to Shay and the folks at the Ice Creamery. That, like I said, that whole area of our downtown is just wow. And also, there's outdoor dining happening at Portales, and I was just corrected. It's May. The May market. I had a friend mention to me that he went in over the weekend and he saw some of the live lobsters that they have there, and it's just it's looking good in that area of Castro Valley. And like I said, if we shop local and support our neighbors, we're all going to look good, and hopefully we can. Um, Keep these businesses and merchants that have been closed for such a long time, keep them going, keep them alive, so that when the restrictions end up lifting a little bit more, we can all enjoy our neighbors who are happen to be our merchants as well. I think Cafe Rumi is doing outdoor dining too. Want to give a shout out to them. I've not mentioned them before. Great people, good food. Um, One last thing. I think I have a minute before Katie's going to be calling in. I really wanted to mention, and I don't put this out there as often as I should. On the page, we really don't do the public shaming thing. So if there's someone who happens to be behaving bad, I think Stanley Roberts left San Francisco. I think he's in Georgia. Um, we just don't do that. Um, it's not cool. If someone has committed a crime, then we'll definitely we're going to put the information out there. But someone who's just behaving bad, we don't do that. Someone cuts you off for a parking spot in the village, we're not going to post a photo of the truck or anything like that. And I apologize because I know when you send something in and you think it's very important, but if it's public shaming or something like that, we just don't do that. I know people get extremely nonplussed because they want to be heard, and I want to try to validate people's feelings. I don't want to invalidate your feelings. But we just don't do the public shaming thing, and that really came up recently with the situation with the person who was following someone in a car and taking photos, which is not cool. That's not nice. And it was a female being followed, and she felt threatened and she was uncomfortable, which is again not cool. It's not cool to do that. You may end up in trouble. Someone may stop and hurt you for doing that. But we don't do public shaming. there's articles in regards to the downside of public shaming on social media. Look it up. Um, Sometimes people's assumption of what someone thinks their activity was oftentimes can be wrong, and bad things can happen to people when the public shaming thing happens. I'm just trying to be delicate here. I understand people want to be heard. I get when people feel like they've been violated and or wronged. They want to they really want to, be heard and have that situation amplified in some way, but it's not something that we do, um, because it's like I said, sometimes you're wrong. And I'm stumbling and I'm stammering because I don't, like I said, we don't exist to piss people off. We want to be here for you, but I think it's good to kind of lay out and have some understanding that because somebody gave you the finger on the boulevard, we're not going to share the picture of the guy. Go ahead and message it in, and you'll probably get a response from me that is not cool. That's unfortunate because it is. I've never had anyone follow me and film me, but I have had people take pictures of my car and where I live and post them online, and that is not cool. That's so I know where you're coming from. And seriously, those pictures and the information about where I live, that stuff's still online. That's still on someone's Facebook page. And it's creepy. It's not appropriate. But it's not something that I'm going to call the police about. And it's not something that I'm going to post on my page about, or my personal page, just because it's inappropriate or not cool. Sometimes we have to take the high road and just, gosh, it's a term that my mom says, just get over it. And it's unfortunate. And I totally, I sympathize because, like I said, it's not cool. But the, like I said, the public shaming thing is not cool. Hang on a second here. I'm just trying to type a message here. Yeah, bear with me. I know that's a lot of silence, but I'm just messaging someone the correct information. I gave out the wrong phone number to someone. Yeah, I gave the wrong phone number to Katie. I apologize, and she just saw my message. I'm so sorry, Katie. I gave you the wrong phone number. Oh no, I actually gave Katie the non-emergency number for the sheriff's phone. Oh man, that's a huge, huge mistake. I'm so sorry, guys, and I'm sorry to the sheriffs because Katie probably called the sheriffs. I'm sorry, guys, but she got the right phone number. Um, wow. So, anyways, yeah, the public shaming thing we just don't do, but don't want to invalidate your feelings or um, yeah, we just think some things happen and they just suck. If someone walks by with their dog, and this has actually happened, someone has had someone else walk by their house and their dog um, pooped on their lawn, and someone sent us a picture of the guy, and it's like we're not gonna do that. But yeah. Hang on, I'm sending another message here. Yeah, so Katie's calling in right now, and I can apologize profusely to her for giving her the sheriff's phone number, the non-emergency number. Um, Yeah. You guys can totally laugh at me. I don't know why it's like one of the three numbers that are like 1, 2, and 3 in my mind is the sheriff's non-emergency number, my mom's number, and my phone number. So, yeah, have a laugh at my expense because I sure am. I thought maybe she forgot, but then I looked and I'm like, oh, genius gave her the wrong phone number. But she said she's calling in momentarily, and I apologize for the extreme huge mistake of giving her the wrong number, and also for the dead spots in the conversation there. But like I said, we're getting to it in a second. In the meantime, if you guys have a comment or a question you want Katie to answer, go ahead and post it in the comments, and we'll get to it. Yeah, we're the news, and we're not TMZ. We don't do the public shaming thing. I think if you'd like to, I think the next door thing would be a perfect site for those types of things. Don is asking the dude pooped? No, someone sent in a photo of someone walking their dog, and the dog pooped on a neighbor's lawn, and they wanted that shared, and I said no, and they were extremely upset, which happens often because there are just things that we don't share, things that are public shaming, things we don't do. And I know people were not happy about not seeing the face of the guy who was taking the photos, but that's public shaming. And as it turns out, someone else came in and said that they saw this guy filming a lot of other people. So, yeah, it's tough when you want to help the community and you want to validate people's feelings and let them know that yes, while something may be inconsiderate or completely not cool, which is the same thing, it doesn't particularly meet the criteria of posting on a news page. So we're still waiting for Katie to call, and I'm hoping she will call in very soon because I'm kind of and Alan, I agree. It is to create awareness in the community to potentially prevent future situation from happening. And given the situation, since somebody else saw this guy filming other people, it wasn't really gender specific, and I'm not trying to invalidate this girl's emotions and feelings. She felt that she claimed she was being followed. Don't want to invalidate that, but again, I don't want to make this guy become a complete victim and shame him when it may or may not be deservedly so. Giving him the benefit of the doubt is why the video wasn't shared. And I know the fact that the video I know a lot of people wanted the video shared. I know a lot of people... Oh, we got a call. Hang on. Appropriate. Is this Katie?
I think so.
Hey, Katie.
Hey.
I'm so sorry. I'm such a doofus.
No.
Did
not a chance.
Did you end up calling the sheriff's office?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, crap.
What is that I have that number saved in my phone, and I was like, wait a minute.
You're like, I'm being pranked.
Yeah, I kind of thought this might be some silly business, but no.
I'm so sorry.
I got it figured out.
I'm so sorry.
No worries at all, man. It's a piece of cake.
Thank you for being understanding. Hey, what have you been up to? What's going on?
I've been doing a whole lot of broadcasting out of the KSFO home studio.
Okay.
right here in beautiful Castro Valley, and it's been amazing. Just kind of the way that I was unaware of how technology works. The fact that I can, help operate a radio station out of my my guest bedroom is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But so I've been doing that Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 12:30 in the afternoon on KSFO. I'm the news and traffic person who kind of pops in between Armstrong and Getty, so that's been a blast. And then I've just been trying to hit as many Castro Valley businesses as I can throughout the week, man. I know that everybody's hurting, so...
Yeah, it's tough.
We had a little drop-off at Don Jose's.
Yeah.
We actually, when my fiance and I got engaged, we immediately went to Don Jose's and took the picture of the ring and stuff in
nice.
Don Jose's. So that place holds like a special little place in our heart. And I've been missing Doucette's. That was like my little hole in the wall hangout. But a lot of the people from Doucette's have been showing their love for the VI, Jamie and Jen over on Castro Valley Boulevard, the Valley Inn, and they've just been wonderful. They're serving food now. I don't know if you ever go by there, but it's so good.
I saw that, yeah. It's at the back, correct?
Yeah, right in the back. But, just kind of trying to hang around town, keep my social bubble small. How's everything going over there? I see you've been all over everything. I usually text you now when I'm wondering what's going on around town.
Hey, you heard Spanky's closed?
Yeah, I did hear about that. That was a trip.
Yeah, wasn't it? It happened all of a sudden.
Yeah, because I had just kind of assumed they were doing the same thing that all the other bars in Castro Valley were doing, which is just kind of waiting it out.
Yeah.
But then I saw it's the Beer Baron.
Beer
is that
Baron.
What it's called?
Castro Valley's actually going to get a brew pub now.
See, that's cool. I love that.
It is.
I'm into that idea. I think I've been to the new market, and the boulevard is starting to look better and better, I think.
Definitely. It's that whole area with and I kind of blabbed about this earlier with the Dollar Tree, which I have nothing against. I love the Dollar Tree. I mean, if you're looking to get stuff on the cheap, that is the spot.
Right.
And the Mei Market, the Chinese market that's across the street, and the marketplace. Downtown's looking, it's looking good.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't been to that other market that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I did go to the Castro Valley market. I've heard so much about it. Is it a fish market? What's the other one that's across from Dollar Tree?
That's the Mei Market.
Oh, it's called Mei Market?
Yeah, it's where, did you ever go to the Milk Cow ice cream place?
Yes, I did.
It's where Milk Cow was. Milk Cow didn't make it. They closed before the shelter in place. They just, I don't think the location was too good for them. Their ice cream
I was just going to say, they weren't there long.
No, but the ice cream was just the bomb.
Oh, it was so good. I actually had many guilty pleasures fulfilled down there. So.
Yes, very much fulfilled. Man.
It just goes to show you how much of a rock I've been under through this whole thing, though, because I'll take a drive down the boulevard and realize that something isn't there that has been there the whole time.
Like El Rancho Steakhouse.
Yes.
Which,
that was a little bit of a sting to the heart. I'll tell you that, because that place has been there for as long as I can remember. I'm for those that are listening that don't know, I'm born and raised, Eden Hospital, raised in CV. So, it's weird going around and trying to keep track of the places that are closed, or
Yeah.
It makes you want to save them all.
Me too. Me as well. And I think we all have the power to do that. Just we gotta shop local, and just spread the love to all these merchants, because they're all our neighbors. There are so many businesses in Castro Valley who are owned by people who live in town, or
right.
Yeah. So.
And I think that's one of the things that makes this town so special. That over the years, I was when I was co-hosting the morning show on KSFO, I would always bring up Castro Valley and something about this town, or actually, I don't know if you know that. Well, I'm sure you know the name No Name.
Yep.
From Sarah No Name on Alice for a while, and then he was actually the host of the morning show on Live 105, which is where my radio career started, and we actually ended up talking one day about Castro Valley and how awesome it was that he moved here with his kids and his family. Because I told him, I was like, dude, if you have kids, you have family, you want to, be in a small town that has a family feel, this is it.
Totally. Totally.
And so he actually lives right down the street from me now.
and he's working at a place in Castro Valley that I probably shouldn't mention, but
No, yeah, but he's local. I mean,
he's
there's
awesome.
you know,
He's such a cool dude.
he is one of those people that I met and he became family quickly.
That's
so
awesome. Yeah, he's
I'm blessed.
Super nice guy. And I want to give a shout out to Don at One Bad Apple because he made this show happen. He connected us. And
dude,
Don's the bomb. Don's awesome.
The man.
Yeah.
He is the man.
He's all heart.
Oh,
I love him.
You know, he's a teddy bear.
Yep.
I had come in contact with him on Instagram, which you should follow them, One Bad Apple Records.
Yep.
And I sent him a request for my father-in-law because my father-in-law is putting together this thing of records for his office. And not only did Don deliver, and then some, if you will. I mean, he set us up. And if you have any questions about anything music related, record related, forget Google. Don, we should call it, you know, the Don search, because he has all the. It was so easy, and I'm so glad that he's been able to make it through all this. But yeah, totally. Don, I'm sure you're listening. Love you, man.
Love you, Don. Right on.
Big time.
That's why I love him so much, because he knows so much about music, and because he's 100% heart. He's such a sweetheart, such a righteous dude.
He really is, and it's like, you know, you can go into businesses and figure out whether somebody works there or is passionate about it and actually knows why they are there, or you know what I mean. And that's Don. I think Don found his life calling with music and having this record store. So totally. Yeah. And he makes awesome clocks, by the way. I don't know if you know this, but he takes old records and turns them into clocks, and I have one in my house.
And bowls. He makes bowls out of them, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. I love that. I wish that shop were bigger, because he's got so much cool stuff.
Maybe we can move him into Rite Aid.
Ooh. Ooh, you brought up a topic that...
We should have had a Sprouts.
We should have.
I'll leave that over here.
It's such an ugly story, and we got cheated.
Yeah, we did. I don't know what the parking uproar was, because the parking lot for Rite Aid, I'm pretty sure, is massive, but I don't want to upset anybody. So
it's enormous. It was the grocery union, because Sprouts is, from what I understand, not union. Oh,
really?
Yeah, the grocery union took the name of someone and filed a bunch of They fought it legally and filed a complaint in the name of someone who didn't give her permission to do so.
Whoa!
Yeah, and based on the legal battle, I mean, the deal was signed. Sprouts signed. They had a lease signed. They were coming. They had plans to rent.
There was a bunch of construction stuff in the parking lot for a while, I thought.
They were getting ready to rock, and when that petition, the legal thing happened, they were like, well, we're not going to court, we'll just go someplace else. So
interesting. See, okay, I'm not slamming town, folks, before you jump down my throat. I love Castro Valley, but
yeah,
you know how rumors fly around this town?
Oh, totally.
Anybody listening to this is going, yeah, probably. I had heard that there was some neighbor uproar that they were freaked out because of parking, and it was going to create a lot of traffic.
There were a couple neighbors who were against it, and to their defense, I know there's a lot of people who like to bash the MAC. The MAC actually approved it. And some of the neighbors came to some of the MAC meetings, hey, traffic's going to be a pain in the butt. And I'm sorry, pain in the butt. Yeah, I can say that. I don't want to be too crude.
No, I hear you.
But Sprouts kind of came in and said, the trucks will be coming through the back and they'll be doing this. So the MAC totally approved it. But like I said, there was the petition, the legal thing, and it wasn't even with the permission of the person who worked at the grocery store. And Sprouts just bailed. So I got nothing against Rite Aid. I like going in there because it's really kind of a time warp.
Yeah. Takes you back to the Payless days.
It does, the Value Giant days. I just want to run in there on my skateboard or some roller skates and just kind of fly through there, but that's That wouldn't be
Well, actually, we're kind of in that day and age of, and I'm only saying this, I don't know what it is, and I don't have one, but we are in the day and age of TikTok, so you might be able to get away with that. Whatever these TikToks,
right?
ding-dongs, or hoo-ha's are, I'm not sure, but apparently they're all the rage.
I think one is an app, and the two other are slang terms for naughty bits.
Oh, see, I thought it was a pastry. Look at me, I'm
thinking, it is. It is too.
Ding-dongs.
It's a doorbell too, as well, right?
Oh my God! Yeah, I went into Rite Aid the other day. My buddy Mark works there. Shout out to Mark; he's a sweetheart. But okay, so this is a secret. I don't know if anybody knows this, but there's a Facebook
secret
page
no more.
called "I Love Castro Valley," but what is with that Rite Aid?
What the F is up with right? Yeah.
I started that
Did you really?
in 2006.
I love that page.
Or maybe, yeah. So I started that a long time ago. I never updated. I never do anything, and I saw a bunch of people getting mad at me because I started it. Because I mean,
why?
Rite Aid is great, no knock, but let's get real. It's the size of a Costco.
It is. It's enormous.
So I thought it was funny, and I think I was either late teens, very early 20s. I'm 31 now, so I have matured. Not really. But so I started that Facebook, so every now and then I'll check in on it, but I think there's like 1,000 people on there.
Yeah, you've got a huge audience there, and I always look back seeing like, well, is there something new? Did I miss something?
No, I never I should start updating it, though.
You really need to post a photo of the quote-unquote security camera that is up above the cosmetics area.
Oh, God.
It looks like a video camera from probably the 1960s. It's the size of a suitcase.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they jacked that for my grandparents' house at some point.
It's amazing because it's still...
There's nothing discreet.
No, it's still mounted to the wall, and it's very visibly not connected. There's like a dangling wire, and it's like...
I know, it's like, I mean, you just try a little electrical tape. You could just kind of stick those things to the ceiling. It might look like it's doing something.
Yeah. And because I used to work for the Forum, and the Forum office is less than a block away from that Rite Aid. The folks there are so nice. They're so cool.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So nice.
So I'm walking distance from there, and whenever I go down the boulevard, I usually will just swoop into Rite Aid. That's usually what I'll do. I'm going to Rite Aid,
And and for the longest time, they were kind of like my inside source on the Sprouts thing. Like they would give me all the info on the down low.
Oh, okay.
And then when it fell apart, it was like I walked in and I looked at like all the people that I usually talk to, and they were like down in the dumps, and I was like,
that was my next question. How did they feel about it?
They were not happy.
Wow.
Because the plan was actually to split that floor space into 3 different businesses. There was going to be Sprouts, and then a gym, and then Rite Aid was going to stay because that building is that big.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
they were super pumped with a Sprouts and a gym would bring more people in, and business would be better, but it was not to be.
Gosh, the people at Rite Aid probably would have appreciated not having to walk the length of a football field to put something away as
well. For a price check.
Yeah, how much is this? Hang on, I'll be back in 20 minutes. I gotta go to the other side of Castro Valley really quick.
Yeah, and true story, many years ago, Whole Foods wanted the entire building.
I remember that.
And there's a lease situation where essentially, like with the Sprouts thing, they would be subletting. Whole Foods wanted the whole building, and it was not to be.
Well, you know, what they call Whole Foods is whole paycheck, so
yeah,
I'm good on that.
They used to be cool. They used to be all right.
Yeah, I really like the fact you can make your own, like, butter in there. Like, you can get almonds or cashews and whatnot and make your own peanut butter actually in the store, but that's about all they got for me.
Yeah, yeah. Whole Foods also wanted the PW when they closed. But,
oh, no way!
Yeah, they did. Safeway kind of came in and just stole the show.
Throwback to those who remember Petrini's.
Yeah, there you go.
That was my favorite. And then the what is now, I guess, D's Fitness.
Yes.
Was owned by Tammy's. I don't know what's going on over there, but that used to be a shopping store, and they had a great haunted house in there that I used to go through as a kid.
Oh, yeah. But hey,
you can go trick or treating in like August.
shout out to Owls.
Yeah. Oh, I love Owls. I go to Owls probably 3 to 4 times a week.
I try to make it over there. I'm usually at Safeway. I apologize, but I mean, I love Owls too.
I'll tell you, Owls has, we got a smoker in the backyard, and they've got the chicken legs there. And my fiance has it down to a science.
Nice.
Yeah.
Their meat counter is legendary.
It is.
Legendary.
It is. That's why we got to make sure we keep going there. I know this new meat market is very pretty, and Barron's does a fantastic job. They have taken care of me a couple of times, but let's not forget about Owls over there.
Owls kills it.
Yeah.
Will they? Is this a rumor? But I've heard this forever. Will they actually cut deer for you?
Will they actually cut what?
Deer.
Deer?
Yeah.
At, the new one?
No. At Owl's Market.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
That might have to do some insider work on that one. I don't know that one.
I've heard that for years, but I don't know anyone that has brought. I mean, for people who hunt, that they can bring a deer in that they'll cut it.
You know what? I have never I've never personally experienced that, but I would be willing to say, knowing Owls and knowing the guys back there, I would see them doing that.
Yeah, I could too.
They're that great. They would do it.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Watch somebody from Owls and they're like, no.
Yeah, we don't do it. We'll just go in and ask. They'll let you know. And they're so lucky to always have all of their cashiers they're all freaking so nice.
Oh yeah, no, I think that's something that's really specific to the small businesses in this town. You know, a lot of people who work here, like you said, who own businesses here, live here, and they want to contribute to what is Castro Valley that makes all of us still live here. You know, those born and raised and those that see it and go, oh, that looks nice, and they come in. Everybody who is here wants you to feel welcome, and I love that. And you get that, especially in places like Owls and, you know, even going down to Norman's now. I know it's not the Hofbrau and whatnot, but
yeah.
Norman's gives you that feel, and of course, you know, Doug's.
Yep.
I mean, I love. Yeah,
Yes.
if I could, I need to get one of those I love CV stickers because I would put that on my car.
I think I have one that I can find and give to you.
Well, then, done deal.
There you go.
It's going to go right above my sloth that is on the back of my car.
And Del Cafe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I haven't been there in so long. That's another one I need to pop into.
Yeah, check him out. Sam. Say hello to Sam.
Sam, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know it's not Castro Valley, but I've been keeping in contact with George over at Val's.
I love me some George. I love me some George.
Right? And you know, side note, the Val's burgers, they're all right, you know. But
Yeah.
George.
Yeah, they're okay.
No.
That
was actually so I used to be the co-host of the KSFO morning show
right
on 560 AM for about 9.5, 10 years. And our last live event, like meet and greet, where our listeners came out and had lunch with Sherry and myself, was at Val's.
They're so awesome.
Yeah,
George
that was like the big exclamation point on the show. It was great.
Yeah.
So, big love to George. Oh, and my dog is saying hi.
Yeah, he's excited too. George, I don't think you can find anyone who's kinder and more humble and genuine than George, Lester, and that family. They're just
hearts of gold. All the more reason to go. And you know, if you're like, I really like a burger today, well, then go to Val's. Don't be dumb. Go to Val's.
Platinum. They've got hearts of platinum.
Yeah, fulfill the craving, have some good company, enjoy a landmark establishment, and then you'll find yourself wanting to come back. It's pretty simple.
And just get some love. Whenever you just walk in and he's just there, he says, "Hey, baby."
Yep. Yeah, with that. You did that really well.
I did. That's what he says. "Hey, baby. Hey, hey, Robert. You want a soda?" Sure, yeah. I do. Absolutely.
And the balsamic mushrooms. Let's not forget.
Yeah,
if anybody's like, "What are you talking about?" Just ask for the mushrooms, and you will not be sorry.
Chocolate chip milkshake. Chocolate chip mint milkshake.
Banana.
Oh, I know. I hear a lot about the banana. I've yet to try it, but the chocolate chip mint milkshake.
See now?
Forget about it.
What time is it? It's not past my bedtime. I'm gonna have to go get one. Are they open?
I don't know. I asked his son Lester online. I was like, "Do you want me to put something out about when you're open?" He goes, "No, people will know," and it's true. You'll see the smoke rising if you drive by, and
Yep. And then you see the parking lot slowly starting to fill, and everyone trying to figure out how they're going to get out of there.
they're that good. They have word of mouth.
Yep.
I know I've went by and put stuff out about them being open, and I'm sure they've been packed. But
Yeah.
George is just he's like my dad. It's like I feel warm whenever I see him, and he gives me a hug, and it's
and you know he's going to feed you.
Yes. Yeah.
No, he's great people, but I think that I really love what you've been doing, especially lately with the focus on, you know, our businesses here in and around town. You know, I know Val's is technically Hayward, but it's everybody in Castro Valley knows Val's.
Yeah.
That when No Name moved here, I told him, you're going to have the best burger you ever had. And he actually told me, he doubted me. He was like, yeah, everybody says they have the best burger. And I was like, nah, you haven't been to Val's, sir. And he tells me to this day, he's like, you were right.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, but I think that this everything right now sucks.
Yep.
I think everybody can, you know, pretty much agree. Everybody that I know is going through something.
Yeah.
And the fact that this town has been able to not only maintain with our businesses and all of our community members staying and being loyal customers, but also we've been getting a makeover kind of through this whole thing. Like, I went into the Village the other day. I might be late on this, but I saw the front of Lord's.
Yeah.
And I was blown away. I hadn't been in there, because when I go in, I usually just go to Don Jose's and I go inside. So I saw, you know, Lord's looks great. The new Starbucks looks awesome. The Boulevard's kind of getting this little jolt of life back. So I think, you know, when all of this is over, Castro Valley will thrive once again.
I think we are already. I mean, with the Dollar Tree opening, the May Market, the marketplace, I think it's doing a lot of good, attracting foot traffic, and kind of enticing people to eat outside and check out the little shops.
Yeah. I got to make my way over to Mama Cho's. I missed that.
You need to.
The Korean, it's like I don't know. I'm so bad. I have to think before I speak. I don't know. I know it's a Korean, but I don't know what the burrito is. I don't know if it's pork.
Yeah, it's Kalibi, I think.
Okay.
Because we did a restaurant review with Igor, and if Igor is listening, please come back. We need more Igor reviews. But the review, he just said it was top notch, and we did a bunch of. I think we did a review for every feature in the Lake Chabot marketplace. And a shout out to Hans, who is the owner. I don't know if you know the story about it was Handy Andy or Romley's or whatever it was. The owner now lived in town and had an opportunity to invest. And he looked at that. I mean, it was empty forever, and it looked like poop.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like poop. There was like a half pipe in there, and kids were skating in there.
Oh, it was tagged up.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was a gnarly building for a while.
He stepped up to the plate, and he invested in that building and brought it up, and he's a local guy, and I think it's awesome. He really stuck it out because there were some utility issues that they had to put out a lot of money to bring that building up, but the ice cream place in there is great. There's a ramen place in there that's the bomb.
I haven't tried that yet, and I've been needing to.
Check it out.
I haven't been there or to the new ramen place over off of Redwood by Taco Bell.
Ramen 101.
Yeah, thank you.
They are good.
All right, well, it looks like I'm going to be eating a lot of ramen in my future.
And they're doing takeout too. Talking about Castro Valley coming up, there's Ono Hawaiian moving into right next door to Ramen 101. So look at.
I saw that.
Look at what's happening here.
I know. We got Beer Baron. We got Ono. We got
a brew pub. We've got a brew pub coming here, and I know before the marketplace moved into the Daughtry building, there were a lot of people who were like, "It's perfect place for a second Buffalo Bills," which would have been awesome. But that they weren't interested. They weren't looking at it. But I think I say this every week. what they've done with that Daughtry building is astounding. It looks
Oh my
fantastic. It looks
gosh.
fantastic. The inside
They
is
did such a good
amazing.
job.
It's just, it's awesome. And I think it's kind of, I think definitely Castro Valley deserves it because how many years did we drive by and see Spirit Store one time a year, and then a big white empty building?
Yeah, yeah,
Ugh.
nonstop.
Yes.
When I was in high school, I actually fought to try to turn that place into a music venue.
Did you really?
Yeah, because I thought it would be great. It was empty, and I was like, wow, how cool would it be for like all of our local artists to be able to go down and, put on little shows? Because at the time, I don't know if you know about a place that was called iMusicast. It was over off Telegraph.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a small punk rock venue where all the local bands from the Bay Area would go and they'd play. And every now and then you'd get like a Travis Barker appearance because he recorded at the studio next door. And
Oh, wow.
Stuff. It was a really cool little joint. And they shut it down and turned it into, I think it's like Cafe Mariposa or something now. But I thought when I was in high school, I was in DECA. And we were doing all these business planning ideas and all this. And I really tried to go after, it was the billiards at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Checkered
past.
Try and turn that into a local music venue.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, obviously it didn't happen, but now I'm happy that I didn't because I'm glad we have the market.
Totally. There was I remember when I was with the Forum, there was someone who wanted to do a supper club there. And
oh wow.
Yeah, and he had the means to do it.
Not in Castro Valley.
Unfortunately, you're right. The neighbors were concerned about noise, and he kind of backed out. But
that's a lot of
yes.
all night long. So,
I think it was going to be kind of like a jazzy, kind of upscale type of, kind of different generational type low key thing. But they were going to have bands. What's the sound going to be like? And he left.
Yeah, fair enough. I see it. The town loves its hype, but it doesn't need to be too hyped.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You put your finger on it very succinctly.
I'm with them on that.
Someone asked if the Chabot Theater is really haunted, and the answer to that is no.
What?
Yeah, it's not
Don't
haunted.
Kill my hopes and dreams.
No, it's
like
not.
That.
There's a huge rumor that's been online forever, and his name is Josh Caudle. I did a story in our magazine about it. He worked there for years, and he said basically any theater that is sort of older or has been around for a long time has that rumor attached to it. But he said he's been in the building, up till maybe 3 a.m. waiting for Prince to arrive. Not Prince, though. Not Prince. If Prince came to Castro Valley, hey, that would be great. But for movies to arrive for showings, he said he's been in there past 3 a.m., never seen anything, and he worked there for a bunch of years. So the
Is
Chabot.
It weird? I feel like one of my little, life dreams has just been shot down.
Did I just puncture the balloon for you? I'm sorry.
You totally, dude. It's everywhere.
Let me know.
I thought that place was haunted.
No, let me know the next time you go there, and I'll just walk through and rattle chains and make weird noises. And
okay, deal. All right, that'll make me feel better.
But yeah, and since we're talking about how awesome Castro Valley is, how fortunate we are, how amazing is it for us to have an original first-run theater right at our downtown, still open, still beautiful, still happening.
And you know what? No matter when you go in there, you always get that just like homey feel because it's old school, and you get that nostalgia, and it's just the way stuff should be.
Totally. It's got.
I have a huge attachment to that theater. So like I said, I'm born and raised in this town, and my mom and dad have been kind of venturing out, looking around other parts of the United States to live and stuff, and I'm just kind of like. I'm going to stay.
You're staying.
I'm an only child, but I'm staying. But yeah, no, the theater, I have so many great memories there. And I mean, going in, I used to go to the theater and then pop over to Crush Comics.
Oh, I love Crush.
Crush better stay there forever. Crush, you cannot go anywhere.
I hope so too. I think they're doing curbside stuff. So
awesome. Okay.
Yeah. check out Crush Comics, their Facebook page, their website. Who doesn't like comics?
Oh,
And
yeah.
the theater as well. I believe they're still doing gift cards. And they've got really awesome shirts with a new updated kind of Chabot Theater logo that are super cool. Um, they tried doing the snack bar thing, and
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. They should. I mean, their
they,
popcorn is like my favorite. So
unfortunately, I think there were complaints about them breaking the shelter-in-place rule, and they couldn't do.
naysayers,
Yeah,
knock it off.
yeah. So please look at the chabot.com website or whatever you can do. We need to keep that asset in our community. We need to keep them open. So anything you can do to support the Chabot Theater. If you want to make a donation, slip some money under the door. You'll help them, continue staying open. And they're doing, you probably know this. They're doing the like the riff along thing on their Facebook page every week.
Yeah,
which is cool.
I've seen that.
So.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know you could just. I'll go slip some money under their door. That's awesome.
Or you can. I don't know if you know him. His name is Paul Keim. He's over at Small Town near Trader Joe's.
Oh, okay.
Because First Pres Church purchased the Chabot Theater a while ago when it was up for sale, and so Small Town is Paul at Small Town is kind of overseeing the theater. And since you mentioned about music venues and stuff like that, Small Town actually does that. It's kind of a communal meeting space where artists and musicians meet. They were meeting before the shelter in place.
Right, yeah.
And they will again. But I think Paul's a local dude. He cares a lot about the community. We've had him on, I think, our podcast and the live show.
I've heard him on here.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. He's another guy like Don. He's just all heart.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to not love these people in our community who are all heart. And there's so many awesome people. I think that's one of the things that really makes this community so special is the people here that just love our community and give so much.
Yeah, well, and we a lot of people that grow up and kind of move around or venture out, they find that comfort in a town like this. So if somebody were to be leaving their wherever they've been born and raised and they came to Castro Valley, it's like you come here and you're like, okay, this is a town where everybody here, with the exception of a couple of beep boop, I won't say what I want to say, but everybody here, it's a nice community. You see people, you say hi, you go into local businesses, they get to know your name and vice versa, and you develop this community family. And I met Dawn from Big Apple, One Bad Apple Records, like 6 years ago, and we just got to reconnect. And it's one of those things where you don't find something like that other than, a small town that's established and has a bunch of good people in it.
Yeah,
and
totally.
I think that's really, really special about this place.
It's so close knit.
If I can throw one more thing at you, I know it's not Castro Valley, but it's important.
Please do.
The Oakland Zoo.
Yes. Well.
Holy smokes.
Well, there was the young lady in town who had the fundraiser for the zoo.
Right. That was making the bracelets.
Yep.
I ran her story for about 3 or 4 days on KSFO and made sure that it was something that I hit a lot. And we went to the zoo the second day that it was open, and a lot of people don't roll your eyes at me. I can see you folks. But when they say that the animals do react to the people, it's totally accurate. We went in, the bears were all playing with each other, the lions were out, all of the otters were going, all of the animals were out, and they were putting on a show because it's almost like they got their people back. Right. And it was beautiful, but it breaks my heart to hear that they're struggling still a little bit, and I hope that, if you guys get an afternoon, it's $24 for an adult ticket, you got to pay $10 for parking. Come on. Yeah, it's worth it. Get over there, take a day, go look at some bears. Ride, the bears. Ride the tram up there, or whatever it's called. What is that thing? Gondola. Yes. There you go. Got it. Someone is
is mentioning crayons sold. I understand that crayons was for sale for a time. I don't know if they sold, so I don't know. I can't really accurately answer that question. But
They sold. So when there was like a big crackdown on all of the bars.
Yeah, they had to close
in
again.
Castro Valley recently.
They're open again, though, from what I've.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know. VI's kind of converted into a restaurant-like
Yep.
thing. Jamie's got a full menu there, and Jen's been working nonstop and killing it. But I heard that there was a weird situation over at Crayons, not like an incident, but just more like a confusing shutdown. But I haven't been over there, so I don't know.
I think that happened at the Doolittle.
It happened to Doolittle as well.
Okay, yeah.
But I was talking to one of the, well, not talking to, but heard from one of the bartenders in one of the other local bars over at Doucette's, which I am clicking my heels praying that they open soon. But that something had happened with all the bars in Castro Valley. I don't know. Dude, everybody wants to open. This whole thing is so hard on everybody, and to try to fit through the loophole.
Totally.
Ugh.
Ashley at the Chamber of Commerce called in last week, and that was really topic A, what we were talking about. Like, it's been 7 months, right?
Yeah.
What business can last being closed 7 months when you have to pay your rent?
Well, and that's the whole thing, and some people might disagree with me on this, and that's fine. That's kind of what I do for a living. But with this whole, okay, we're shut down for this allotted amount of time, and then you reopen. The banks, the mortgage companies, all of these, the car rental services, all of these companies, the credit cards, can't expect you to come out of a 4, 5, 6, 7 month shutdown and be able to pay all of those things back right away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so what I was thinking, and I heard this from a comedian whom I'm a huge fan of, if you have a 10 month lease on your car, now you have a 15 month lease on your car. You'll make it up at the end of that, but we're not going to sit there and slam you with a bill immediately, because that doesn't make any sense. Nobody can survive that. So I'm hoping that, the banks, the car industry, all of this, that they're kind of looking at an alternate route as opposed to going like, oh, well, I know that you've been, shut down for this a lot amount of time, but give us our money.
Yeah.
So that's kind of off topic, but that's what I'm hoping to see, because I would never want to see any of these businesses have to face this shutdown. Like the salon on the boulevard next to Portales and Lucas, who is still open, by the way. Had my turkey sandwich on the soft roll the other day.
Deja Blue.
Oh, is that yours?
No. Deja Blue is the salon.
Thank you, Deja Blue.
But when it comes to Luca Deli, it's all about the vegetarian.
Ooh, what?
Vegetarian. Basically, you can just ask for like a ham sandwich but no meat. And they're so cool, they basically double down on everything else. They give you like double vegetables, which is awesome.
Oh, and I don't know what it is about that shredded lettuce, but I can't have lettuce on a sandwich unless it is like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a game changer. And the
I've
bread that
what
they've
I call
got there.
The Lucas complex.
Yeah, and the bread that they've got there. It's just walking in and smelling it. You could just basically open the door, take a couple hits, leave, and you're good to go. But definitely
exactly.
you should eat there, of course.
Yes, get a sandwich, bag of chips, and take a little peruse around all of their pastas, because I always have fun finding stuff there and cooking new things. But just kind of like back to what I was saying with the Deja Blue thing, they've been shut down. I mean, those boards have been up in front of their building, since the start of this, and then the whole riots and all that came, into Castro Valley. But it's like, are they just supposed to reopen and immediately be able to cut you a check? No.
Yeah.
These businesses need a break, and I really hope that at the end of all of this, everybody kind of sees that and doesn't have any unrealistic expectations, because that would be a real...
Yeah, totally.
That'd give me something to talk about on the air, let's put it that way.
There you go. Perfect. and that hair salon kind of got a raw deal on that mural that was out there, too. That was unfortunate.
The George Floyd mural?
Yeah.
I didn't hear about a raw deal.
Well, what had happened was, the mural was put on the board shortly after the protest happened, and people were kind of cool. It's been a couple months, but apparently someone didn't was nonplussed with it and complained to county code enforcement, and the landlord received basically a notice saying that you need to remove it or you'll be fined. And there's an everyday fine if you're not in compliance with code enforcement. So
was it the mural or was it the boards?
it was the mural. The boards. I mean, there's still a couple places that still have boards up.
Yeah, you're right. I saw that. I think does Pete still have it up? I haven't.
No, Pete. You mean Pete's Hardware?
Yeah.
No, they're down. But
Okay.
there's a pharmacy on Lake Chabot Road that still has boards up. There's a bicycle shop on the boulevard that still has boards up. But it was a mural, and it was the anti-graffiti ordinance. And
yeah, okay. I'm not so. I'm not gonna veer off into that whole thing. I totally.
Me neither.
I see what they're doing.
Yeah.
With the whole George Floyd thing, terrible situation.
Totally.
Bad cop, bad situation, bad all of it.
Yeah.
Bad. But as for the mural, I do understand the meaning of it, obviously, because we're paying tribute. But I also kind of see the whole, if you are wearing a shirt that says, back the blue. Or, for example, I got your 6 as a hat that my fiance, who is going to be a police officer, has.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of creates this, argument that isn't really there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, not defending the person who wanted it to come down, but I'm just saying I can see where there would be, kind of a ruffling of feathers with that.
Totally.
But either way, it's the business's decision. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the mural did say something about police reform, which could be
controversial in itself.
Yeah, approaching that line. And as well as I know, Katie, everybody wants to fight these days over anything and everything. We are at and I get it. I totally understand. It's a shelter in place. Money is tight. Businesses are, dying on the vine. Tension is high.
People are at work.
I think this is the opportunity for us as humans to rise up to that challenge and be better and be there for each other and stop clenching our fists and smiling, even though we can't see each other smile under the frickin' mask.
Right. I miss faces.
But we can see the mask rise on both sides, and we can tell people are smiling, and we can see the eyes scrunch to a certain extent. It's really just time for us to just stop fighting and just be cool and be loving. And
amen to that, my friend, because I'll tell you right now,
we're all we got.
We really are, and if everybody could stop looking at things through tunnel vision and just kind of take a step back. Look, like I said, the George Floyd thing, awful.
Yeah.
Awful,
yep.
Right? Bad decision making by the cop. Terrible optics from the videos.
Oh, yeah.
We saw it. I understand. I know that there is more to the story on both sides. It is not my place to judge because I do not know them and I was not there.
Yeah.
But having said that situation doesn't mean that you get to look at that one situation and all of a sudden throw the bird to all of our police officers. So, I mean, I think the big thing here, like you said, come together and take a step back, stop looking for a fight. Let's appreciate the people that are out there pumping for what they believe in, but also let's not turn our backs on the people that get up every day and when, what hits the fan and you call 911, who shows up.
Right.
So I think that if we can kind of all take a step back and realize, first of all, nobody's having a good time right now.
No.
Nobody.
It's not a party.
No.
It's not a party.
I have been blessed to be working throughout this whole thing. I will tell you right now, I hate working from home because I feel like I am trapped in my little box. But you know what? It's cool because I'm at home and I'm working. But everybody can find something right now that sucks. So I think if we all just kind of take a step back and look at how awesome we actually have it in this town, and when things go south, there are people like whoever that wonderful human being is on Forest that created the community cupboard.
Isn't that awesome?
Are you kidding me?
That's so awesome.
You did. I dare somebody to try that in San Francisco. Trust me, I worked there.
Oh man.
You'll be chilling a weed plant and a couple of bags of drugs in the freezer before you know it. You know what I mean? Like this is.
They'd crack out the ordinances real fast on that one in San Francisco.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you the things that I have had to step over and run away from on my way to work. But that has nothing to do with Castro Valley, which makes me all the more happy to be here.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I think what you do is beautiful. Like you really have grasped a way to communicate to this town and keep us informed. I like I said, when something happens in town, I message you first.
Thank you.
I'm like, hey, why is there a helicopter over my house?
That happens so often.
Yeah, well, that's because you're on top of it. And I think I speak for all of your listeners and people who follow this page that we appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Big time.
I love this town. It's not even a job. The people here, and there's so many amazing and magical and cool things here in our town. And I've been a reporter. I've covered stuff in San Francisco. I've covered San Leandro. Nothing compares to our town right here. It's the people. It's the way the town is set up. It's the fact that some streets don't have sidewalks. Some do. It's just.
Yep.
It's got so much.
And you figure out how to walk on them.
Yeah, it's got there's so much charm here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know of a lot of places where, I walk out of my house, I'll take a walk, and I'll go down to True Value on Center Street and get what I need. And then I'd be like, you know what? I want to go see Boss Man at Pizza Express on Center Street, so I might pop in there, and then I might grab a succulent at
Drift,
Drift Plants. I don't know. It's just.
Shout out!
Has a real home feeling.
Shout out to BJ at Pizza Express.
Oh, dude, Boss Man! Did you see their new logo?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you have to check it out.
The caricature, that's the thing that's the caricature of him?
Yeah,
I saw that. That's awesome. That's awesome.
No, true story. I used to slackline a lot at the park behind Creekside Middle School.
Okay.
Which slacklining is like tight roping, basically, tightrope walking. And I'd go back there, and we called BJ. I call him Boss Man. I've been calling him Boss Man forever. And I was like, dude, I'm right like across the street, but we're out in the park. Sure enough, here comes Boss Man with our pizza.
He's
a
so
big old
awesome.
King Kong threw it right down on the picnic table. We paid him up, but it's stuff like that.
I've been.
How many towns do you go to where you know the pizza guy's name?
Exactly, and the pizza guy comes out and offers you free stuff.
Yeah, right, exactly. And hey, if you needed a little beer delivery with it, let him know.
Exactly. Oh, BJ's such a cool dude. I've actually been on ride-alongs with the sheriffs, and just being in the sheriff's car, and we would happen to just be stopped out front of his business. He comes out and he's got a soda pop and a slice of pizza for the sheriff's deputy.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. He's done that.
Oh, BJ Boss Man, you know what? I am gonna have to order a King Kong of something tomorrow. I'll have it for about 5 days, I'm sure, because my fiance and I cannot eat that. But are you serious?
Yeah, he did that. Dude,
see that type of stuff.
It's beyond.
For those that don't know, I'm a law enforcement baby.
Beyond warm and fuzzy, right there.
Oh, dude, that warms my heart like a big old slice of the chicken garlic pizza with the special white sauce that I don't know what it is, and I'm sure it's 900 calories if I eat it, and I don't care.
Yep. And also,
that's cool.
Since you're mentioning law enforcement, it's also awesome that a lot of the sheriffs on duty here in Castro Valley and CHP, a lot of them are local. Maybe not Castro Valley, but Hayward, they're local. It's just that community that attracts people, and it's awesome. We're having some growing pains, but every place is gonna have that.
But it's just it's really cool to see. I have a couple of friends actually who I grew up with who are now part of Alameda County Sheriff's Department, and it just goes to show that they care enough about this place to protect it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's really cool to see. I mean, I've got guys from high school, and, you know, I knock on everything that is wood in my surroundings. I have not been pulled over in a while, but it's like if I get pulled over, I'm just waiting for it to be the day that it's like somebody I went to high school with, and I'm like, hey.
Right?
What's up? Yeah, no, I mean, it's so wonderful, and I can't stress enough that, you know, if you have a couple of extra bucks in your pocket, or you're feeling like you want to go out, stay in town.
Yeah.
Go to our places, and,
Yep.
you know, let's keep this place thriving. Because, you know, I misspoke earlier that we could get it thriving again. It is thriving, but I feel like everybody in this town cares enough that we can just, you know, always do more.
Yeah. We could definitely put the jumpers cables on it and make it and pump it up a notch. Definitely.
And back to the law enforcement thing. If you see a cop out there, thank them.
Yeah,
you know?
they're not all bad.
No, they're not. There's a few bad apples,
Yep,
and
they're not all
that
bad.
comes with every bunch. But, you know, I have been raised around and spoken to many law enforcement officers, and their biggest fear or nightmare is ever having to hurt someone.
Yeah, it's not something
You
that
know,
they want to
I
do.
know that we've seen some bad optics lately,
Yep.
but I think right now it's really more important than ever that we do show our support for those people that get up every morning willing to say goodbye to their families forever to, you know, answer that call.
And if people really want a slice of a snapshot of what they do, schedule a ride along.
Absolutely.
You
won't see anything more real life than that.
No, any person with the public can do one. I don't know, the policy may be different because of COVID, but do a ride along.
I know you're allowed at least. I think you're allowed one.
One a year,
Yep.
I believe.
Yeah.
But that, like I said, with the shelter in place, that may change. But definitely, I mean, we've filmed tons of ride-alongs with the sheriffs and CHP, and
big shout out to Ray Kelly. Love that guy.
I love Ray. What a hard job. He handled.
My gosh.
He had to
Are you kidding
handle
me? I don't know how he does it.
the riots. He did frickin' Ghost Ship, the Johannes Messerly thing. I mean,
Oscar Grant, yeah.
Oscar Grant. He God, and he's just.
Yeah.
I mean, he's.
You want to talk about seeing it all?
Yeah.
There it is.
And he's
But
on
yeah,
the
no,
and he's on
you're
the bomb
totally
squad.
Right, though. A ride along is a big,
Definitely.
It's a big reality check.
Definitely check it out. You know, you don't have to stay for a whole shift. You can do one, you know, couple hours, or you can just watch our videos. You can go to the Castro Valley TV channel on YouTube and see some of the stuff that we filmed. They're social
and while
workers.
You're there, click the subscribe button.
Yes, sure. There's so much stuff. There's a huge component of their job is social work, and it's law enforcement, not social work. But unfortunately, they're coming out and they're policing. One night we went out with the deputy Gary Cotty, who is an awesome dude. There was a big brouhaha because some guy had water going from his backyard to another person's yard, and the person on the receiving end of the water threatened physical harm on the other neighbor. And it's like, but it's just water. Coming on your yard, and it's water. I mean, so.
Yeah. But it's amazing that, like, even as law enforcement officers who are trained to go run in with, you know, guns pointed at them and trained to respond, will also respond to something like, "Hey, my neighbor threw water at me."
Right. And we went out on these calls barking dog.
Oh, I'm sure they have all the time in the world for that.
Yes. Well,
yes.
There were calls that they didn't end up in the final cut of what we were filming, but you know, we'll handle the barking dog. So we went out to the barking dog.
Yeah, well, you know, that's the thing. You call, they answer.
Yep.
And I know there are a lot of people that agree with me and a lot of people that are, like, you know, kind of on the side of screw the police right now, which I hope that at the end of the day, we can all just kind of, like, sit back and realize that, like, if something goes wrong, you call 911, who the hell do you think that phone call goes to?
Yeah.
You know, it's not coming to me. I'm not coming.
Yeah.
Promise you that.
And they don't want to be identified with the bad actors.
Right, exactly, because there's so few and far between. I can speak on this from knowing it firsthand. I know a lot of people in law enforcement, from the top all the way down to recruits. I mean, and they have good intention and good heart, and unfortunately, you get a couple out there that make you know what poor decisions.
Yeah.
And it affects all of them.
Yeah. And they're help.
And it's unfortunate, and I get there's a lot of strong feelings about it right now, but we can't ignore the other 99.9 percentile.
Yeah. And they're held to such a high standard because of the responsibility of the job, and I get that. And
Yep.
and it should be. And the same thing should go for journalists.
Yeah. Oh my God. Don't even get me started on that.
Yeah, and I mean it. I don't watch the news. I listen to some radio stations, but it makes me physically ill to see some of these people in their stories and then in their the TV reports where it's like, I can see your opinion, dude.
Yeah. And
it has no place in what you're doing. So I mean, everybody's got to do their thing, but that, to me, it's not my thing.
As someone that has worked in the media, both as a person who has displayed their opinion as part of a news format, which is what I did for KSFO for years in the morning, and also as someone who is strictly there to report the news and not slant it in either way, I can tell you right now, going through our local media sites, I'm not going to throw them all under the bus because I don't have, I'm not going to put you guys through that, but you know who I'm talking about. To try to go through and find a story that is not slanted in either direction is damn near impossible.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, and so that's why I get up, I go on the air at 6, but I get up at 4:30 in the morning because I have to rewrite everything.
Oh, wow.
How can you go through and portray a story without slanting it one way or the other and just give people the news? That is a big problem the media has run into.
Yep.
And I don't know what the cause of it is. I don't know if this has been something that has been going on forever and all of a sudden everybody is starting to notice it, or if all of a sudden it has started. But
no, it's been going on forever, and I'll tell you what most of it is ego.
Ha! Yeah, ding, 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 ding.
Yep.
You win.
Yep.
There's a lot of that.
Yep.
And it's hard to fit all of that into one building. I can tell you that much.
Ain't that the truth? You need a couple of football fields for that.
No, well, I can tell you. So one of the fascinating things about radio, at least it's this way nationwide, but in San Francisco, so some of your favorite radio stations, live, or what was Live 105, now I think it's Alt 105.3. That's where I started in radio.
Okay.
When it was Live 105. Alice 99 or
great
Alice
stations.
93.7.
Yep, great stations.
Movin' or Now 99.7, KCBS, KQED, all of those radio stations are within 25 yards of each other in the same building.
Because it's all. Is it Cumulus or?
That one is Entercom. It was.
Oh,
CBS.
Entercom. That's right.
So I work for Cumulus. So I have the Bone, which big shouts to Lamont and Tonelli and Shasta and Baby Huey. They are. If anybody listens to them, they are as sweet and wonderful as they sound. They're great people. But the Bone, KGO, KSFO, what was KFOG, and KNBR, we're all in the same building.
Okay.
So we're all walking around each other, talking smack and doing whatever, and then going back to our shows. But it's really cool because a lot of the people that you listen to in radio throughout the Bay Area, we all know each other.
Okay.
It's very incestual business.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really neat. And, Morris, who I did dance party with, Morris Knight, you guys heard him on Kiss FM forever.
I remember him. He's awesome.
Oh, and he is as awesome to listen to as he is to hang out with. He is one of the he's family.
He seems like a really cool cat.
Even if he wants to escape, I'm not letting him.
That's awesome. Hey, I actually had one question that I wanted to ask you. Yeah. What are some of your all-time favorite Bay Area DJs?
Oh boy. Do they have to still be in the Bay Area, or could they be
just
from the Bay Area?
Just they were in the market here at some point.
Okay. Obviously, No Name.
Yeah.
That he actually is the first person that ever gave me a microphone. Mike Nelson. He's the greatest, and he was is a radio legend here in the Bay Area, and will forever be one. Morris Knight, who I just mentioned, he's family. I started on a show called The Woody Show back in the day. It was on Live 105. Greg Gorey, who became family to me almost instantly, is now in LA, but he's fantastic. Shasta, who's on Lamont and Tonelli, Baby Huey. Baby Huey's from Hayward. Or no, Baby Huey is from Alameda. I met up with him in Hayward, but he's local. But I mean, the Bay Area is filled with talent.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Danica, who used to be on Alt 105.3, I believe she now works in LA. She's Castro Valley.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're all over the place, but I mean, it just a lot of really great people. But I can't emphasize on No Name, Morris, and Greg Gorey enough. Those are my three. And of course, I mean, what am I doing? Brian Sussman and Sherry Yee from my morning show. They're not Castro Valley though,
right?
But they're Bay Area, and those two are something else. But just a lot of talent behind those microphones.
A lot of talent in general in this Bay Area.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hey, Castro Valley gave the world Cliff Burton.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. It gave the world one other person, but I don't want to mention her. Rhymes with Schmeichel Schmadow.
Oh, yeah. I think I've watched her show once, and that was when her show first started, because her parents reached out to me. Her parents are awesome.
I know. Her parents rule, which is...
Bob and... I can't think of her name. Her mom was a reporter, too.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that, and you know what? I'm blanking. I think it's a contagious blank.
Yeah, I
can't remember either.
I guess so. Yeah.
Her parents are great, but yeah, you know.
Oh, I don't sit on either side of it. I don't subscribe to either one. So.
We're genuine rivals. Let's put it that way.
Okay, I know, and everything is no. I'm not blue or red. I'm just sitting and.
And you know what? I love it that way. Oh, I see I see that we have Christy. I'm looking at the comments now.
Oh yeah, does Chabot Theater sell T-shirts? They do. They are on their website.
I see Christy in here. I love Christy very much. Don Sherwood. Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Don Sherwood Awards, Bay Area, right there. That's the man. Brian Sussman actually got the Don Sherwood Hall of Fame Bay Area Radio Broadcaster Award while I was on his show.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I got to give props to Dr. Don Rose.
Oh, yeah. Okay, absolutely. For sure.
And Dr. Dina Dill.
Oh, really?
Yep. Love me some Dr. Dina Dill.
Dr. Dina Dill.
I would schedule because I used to work at the Castro Valley Library.
Yeah.
I would schedule my breaks so I could sit in my car and listen to Dr. Dill.
That's a throwback to my radio listening days. It's been a while.
Yeah, he was just so no BS, so honest to a fault. And informative as all hell. Oops, I said hell. I think it can. Yeah. Oh,
boy, you're going to Facebook jail. Watch out.
I know. And Dr. Demento. Those are, and it's odd that I'm going 3 doctors in a row for Dr. Demento. That was like Sunday nights, and I think it was like at 9:00, and it was way. I'm going to make a replacements reference here. It was left of the dial, where Dr. Demento.
Nicely done.
Thank you. Where Dr. Demento lived, and it was stupid fish heads. They're coming to take me away. Haha! Just hilarious.
Totally. But you know what? It's fun to listen to.
Yes.
You get dragged into it, even if you're like, "What the heck are these people?" You're like, "All right, I'm still listening."
How I first discovered Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh my God!
Was Dr. Demento? Yeah.
Nice guy, by the way.
You met him?
Yeah, a while ago. Gosh, I don't even know. It must have been 11 years ago.
He seems cool. He seems cool.
Yeah, super spacey, but in the best way. Like, you could just tell, like, his brain was constantly rocking with something.
From some of the things that he's come up with, there's definitely an element of strong genius there.
Oh, yeah.
If you can turn...
you know that it's like, I'm glad he's channeling it that way, because I'd be afraid to see what he'd do with it, if he wasn't doing that.
Yeah. if you can connect the kinks with Star Wars, there's genius there. Because he turned Lola into Yoda.
Right.
That's genius.
His brain's on some other planet, and I'd like to visit it someday, but I'm not sure I want to live there.
Well, I think we've covered a ton of bases, and if you ever want to be on the show again, this was awesome. Again,
you give me the word, I'm in, man. You have my
you
100%
give me the word.
Throttle of support. So
you give me the word, and again, I'm totally sorry I gave you the freaking sheriff's number instead of mine.
I called him. Like, wait a minute, hang on a second here.
Is Robert there?
The cops.
Like, huh?
Yeah, hi, I'm looking for Robert. Is anyone?
Ma'am, call Santa Rita Jail. You might find him there.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll go. Well, first I'll go get you a bail bond, and
there
then
you
I'll
go.
get you out, and then we can do a show next time.
Perfect. So you let me know when you want to come back, and this venue is yours. I appreciate your time, and it was definitely thoroughly a pleasure.
Oh yeah, no, this has been a blast, and I'll be in contact with you, and we'll do it again. This has been so much fun, and I love seeing all the people in there. And Don, we love you, man.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Katie. We'll see you
Robert,
next time.
You're the best. Keep doing what you do because the whole town appreciates you.
Thank you so much. We'll catch you next time.
All right, my dear. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, bye.
All right, friends. We went, wow. We went an hour and a half on this one. It was well worth it. Thank you so much, Katie, for calling in. Everybody else who commented and listened, thank you so much, guys. Don at One Bad Apple, I want to thank you again for connecting Katie and I to make this wonderful and enjoyable episode happen. Thank you, Don. I appreciate it, brother. Every Tuesday we do this at 7 p.m. Sometimes we go a little bit longer than an hour. Sometimes we go a little bit shorter than an hour. But thank you again for everyone who tuned in. We will see you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. And as always, when the weird it does. When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. Thank you, guys. You guys are wonderful. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Take care.